Now I'd like to introduce Swaroop Sham, product marketer at Wiz, a company that offers complete security for AWS, Azure, GCP, OCI, Alibaba Cloud, VMware vSphere, Kubernetes, and Red Hat OpenShift. Swaroop currently focuses on the areas of CNAPP, container, and Kubernetes security. Welcome, Swaroop.
Thank you, Steve. Excited to be here and great conversation so far.
Yeah, excellent. That was probably one of the most insightful programs I've seen on the operations of a ransomware gang. It's just frightening. So,
Yeah, very insightful.
Anyway, the growing adoption of hybrid cloud across the industry has no doubt changed the model for IT security, for better or worse. In some ways, the cloud offers greater flexibility and the potential of more automation to security. But on the other hand, it also opens new vectors for the initial intrusion that can lead to data compromise and hostile activities like ransomware. So where do you see the state of cloud security today?
Yeah, that's a great starting point, Steve. I think when we step back and look at where we are from an overall cloud journey, uh, it's fair to say that we are probably in the infancy of a broad digital transformation to the cloud. I would say only a small fraction of existing workloads have moved to the cloud. So with that context being said, security in the cloud tends to be extremely different than traditional security. The issues that are at play are very different. The things that we see quite often as a CNAPP platform, a cloud native application protection platform at Wiz, is that issues that traditionally did not exist in an on-prem world become a lot more amplified and a lot more visible in the cloud. Um, Earlier, when we thought about risks or issues in the cloud, the issue becomes really a simple misconfiguration can lead to a large data breach, right? And the challenge is that it's not security professionals who are missing the beat or anything. It's not a knock on the security team as a profession. It's very important to understand the way we build and secure applications in the cloud is very different, right? Today, developers are in the front and center of that security conversation, and quite often, everything you build from a security standpoint, all the configurations you do, is done through a developer through some sort of a config file as they ship out those applications. So the overall nature of risk has completely changed, and the underlying technologies we need to protect have changed quite a bit in the cloud. And developers are at the front and center of that conversation. So the issues we see from a security standpoint are, yes, you have issues of vulnerabilities, you have issues of ransomware, like our speakers before were talking about, but also you see this whole idea of misconfigurations, lateral movement becoming more and more prevalent in the cloud. So that is what we see from a cloud security standpoint. There's a lot of new areas, new frontiers for security professionals to frankly conquer.
And and again, this is always an evolutionary process, it's an evolving process, so that also makes it challenging. And given its ability to sort through the noise of IT, how do you see AI eventually fitting into the CNAPP security model?
Yeah, it is really the question of our times, right? It's at the top of everyone's thinking and everyone's mind in terms of what role does AI play in today's cybersecurity landscape. And I think the answer to that is there's multiple different facets that AI can have a huge impact from a security perspective, right? The first aspect when we think about it is in being an enabler, enabling organizations to adopt AI services and AI technologies in a very secure manner without being an impediment. So in this case, what really comes out is that platforms like CNAPP, like a CNAPP, can provide a lot of visibility to the security team. There's so much innovation happening today with different teams spinning up different resources and trying out new AI services. Visibility becomes a big problem when you have such rapid innovation happening in the enterprise. So that's the first area that a security platform can provide a lot of value. The other two areas that we're seeing a lot, and we're hearing murmurings of it in some ways, is that the whole idea that in the world of AI, data becomes the new oil, right? In some ways, you need to make sure that you have the right sort of controls around your data strategy. And from an attacker perspective, disrupting the data flow becomes a very enticing target just to drive some malicious outcomes for a company. So because of that, thinking about how to protect the data, how to make sure that you don't have data poisoning type of attacks becomes very critical in the cloud, right? So now when you think about data buckets that are being created and where your data repositories are being created in the cloud, having the right sort of controls, the right sort of security controls, the right sort of authorization, the right sort of visibility, lateral movement, making sure only the right identities have access to that data point becomes very critical, right? So a platform like a CNAP can become very critical in making sure that you have the right sort of controls around your overall data strategy that impacts how you use AI.